If you are watching this video, you are ready for the secret on how to supercharge your manifestation ability, specifically your inner dialogue. And it all starts with the word. And to overstand and omnistand the power of the word, we first have to have a grounding and foundation on what the word is. How are we going to have successful manifestations using our inner dialogue if we don't even fully grasp the words we're using and how these words even came about in the most basic sense? Most of us, we were taught spelling, we were taught letters, and we were taught how to combine these letters based on the sounds they make, which we were told, to create words, which truly each one of these letters, the sounds they make, is a whole word in itself that could be spelled out using other letters. It's very confusing with how we are taught because we're not shown the basis of how the language, no matter what language it is. It doesn't matter if it's English, which I'm talking about, or Spanish language, Asian language. They're all based on sound. It's all based on phonetics because it all has to do with pronouncing something, getting something out there. The expression of sound. That's what words have to do with. That's what speech is. Speaking. And our words can only come from 10 different positions that our mouth makes. And in those 10 different positions, we're able to enunciate 10 different forms of sound. Now, if we take the 26 letters in the English language, we're actually able to break them up into 10 different lines, which many of the different letters will align. And I'll give you a brief overview. Say dental, D-N-T-L. All of those involve your tongue touching the roof of your mouth. D-T-N-L. That's one form of sound, even though we're using that form of sound for 4 different letters. And having this grasp on the language completely changes your mind and how it operates with words and how you look at words, because no longer are you mystified by them. Now you have a grounding on the sounds of them, and you can actually start picking up on what's the reverence of that word? Is that a word that you actually want to use? How does it feel? The same way that you can pick up a ball that has spikes on it versus a round ball that's smooth, you're going to know the difference of how it feels, especially when you start to put pressure on it. When you start to squeeze it in your hand, you're going to feel that ball with the spikes. It doesn't feel so good, so you're going to let go of it. You're going to know that with the words. And if you want to know more about words, sounds, and go more in depth with this, I have a Patreon that's in the description down below. There's not really anything on it right now. I don't believe there's a donation limit on it. It's mostly there for anyone who wants to donate to me. You're more than welcome to. My plan with it is to just put out whatever content anyone that is subscribed to it would like me to. So if you are interested in knowing more about this or anything that I'm speaking about, because I get into a lot of intricacies in my videos that I'm not going to dive into depth with. I'm gonna give you the foundation of it, but I'm gonna look for you to carry it on or to ask more questions if you want to know more. If you want to have a conversation, join the Patreon. You can talk to me directly there. Moving on, the other thing we need to pay attention to, which this is more tangible, regarding words is where that word actually came from. And there's a few different ways that we can analyze this. We can look at the definition of the word, which many of us don't even know just the dictionary definition of a word. If we go to Merriam-Webster dictionary from this year, most of us aren't even going to know what that definition is for a lot of the words we're using, because we've picked them up based on context and based on other people using them and what we think they are and how they are being used around us. And one thing I always say is, if you're looking to be healthy physically, you're going to pay attention to what you're putting inside your body. You're going to read the ingredients, you're going to know what's in everything. You're not going to put things inside your mouth and eat it if it's something that is not satisfactory to your health goals. Why don't we do the same with words? Why are we so ignorant towards the words that we're using and how we're using them? The best way to learn words and the meaning of them is to go to root words, which this is an excellent source right here for Latin and Greek root words and prefixes and suffixes. This even goes over an overview on the use of them and the different ways that the suffixes and prefixes can be used on words. That book's going to completely change how you look at words, because it's going to break it up into different parts. And you'll start seeing those different parts in all the words you're using, because the entire English language is based on Latin and Greek root words, prefixes, and suffixes. It's all a mixture of them, and the words that we are using, many of them, the definitions are completely different than what we would find if we would go to the actual root word and break it down. And that's because what we're being told in this system isn't necessarily for you, it's for the system. So it will give you a word to use that means, you think means one thing, while it actually means the opposite. And they do this pretty common. And I'll give you one word that is commonly, this is commonly done with, which you can look at this word, you can go and look at the etymology as well. The etymology of a word is the history. Where did it come from? Where do we think it came from? Based on where it's been seen in books and been used throughout history and how it's been used. There's context based on that to the history of the word and where it first originated and the meaning of it back then. A lot of words from back in the, we'll say, 18, 16, 17, 1500s, even 1400s back then, in Old English, the meaning has been flipped to what is being used now. And this has to do with magic, because these words are magic. They're all magic. Sounds magic. This is all a simulation. It's all an illusion that is going on. And you have been put in a spell to believe the words that you are being told mean a certain thing, because you're being dictated to. Because that's all that a dictionary is. It is nothing more than someone's direction for what these words should mean at the moment. They're dictating to you, they're telling you what the word means. So if you were to go look up right now what the word smart means in a dictionary, even if you just go type it in on Google, it's going to tell you something similar to intelligence, knowledgeable, knowing things in some way to better yourself. When if you go back just a few decades and look at what smart means to harm someone. It means to to poke someone, in essence, to prick someone, to cause discomfort in someone. Now, why do you think they call them smartphones? Why are they called smart devices? Because smart is not to create an intelligence in you, it's to harm you. It's to take something from you. It's being used for other means. This is the trick of the language. And when we are using these words for our inner dialogue without knowing the true meaning of them, when we're telling ourselves an affirmation regarding using these words, saying, I am smart, truly you're harming yourself. Because the basis of that word is grounded in to hurt something. And if we were to look up the root word and to break that up, you're even going to come down to the same thing, because the letters that it's using, that's really what it comes down to. It all comes down to the letters and the sounds and how they're placed together. It determines the energetic value of the word, which there's no word that's good, there's no word that's bad. It's the energy placed on it and how it's being used. The same with anything. It's a tool. Words are tools. If you don't know how to use a hammer, if you don't know it's a hammer, you're not going to be able to use it. You're not going to be able to knock the nail in. If you don't know it's a screwdriver you are holding, how are you going to utilize it to do anything? You need to know what the tool is that you have in your hand so that you can actually utilize it to create something. Words are no different. Things that seem fleeting because they're in a mental realm doesn't make them any less substantial to your existence and your manifestation, your creative power. This all has to do with it. This all goes back into it. And knowing the words that you are using in your inner dialogue is of the utmost importance. That is the secret. That will completely change what you are able to do with your manifestations based on your inner speech. If you can find the words that are have the most reverence, the most power based on how they feel to you, because they fill and embody you to the fullest extent and personify who you are as a being because they're powerful, that will bring your visions that you are looking to manifest forth that much more with expedience. They'll be right there. You'll be in the experience. The moment will be right there when your inner dialogue gets to a point that is on rhythm with nature, because that's truly what it comes down to. It's flowing with nature. And you want to align your inner dialogue with that flow based on where you're looking to go. And I'll leave you with one more bonus secret here. There are specific words that carry high reverence of power with them. And these are magic words that you can say after any affirmation, after any dialogue that you are having, to embolden and empower it beyond what it already was. And that word is abracadabra. Now, some of you probably know what that word is. That's a powerful word. If you look up all of the different parts of that word and what they mean, you are bringing forth all of this out of light. You're bringing forth matter out of light. You are, in essence, saying, so be it. Let it be. It is done. That is the same concept of what the word abracadabra And the more power you say it with, the more depth you have in your voice, the more you say it from your belly and really fill your being with it, your body, the more it's gonna vibrate you and you'll feel it. And you can do this internally, or you can say this externally, which is going to vibrate a whole other part of yourself, which is again going to personify the power of your speech. Because you can keep it internal, but when you externalize that same thing, you are using a whole nother facet of your ability to project, which when you do that, your manifestations are going to come faster because you are projecting in another way that is creating more energy towards that vision, idea, experience you are looking to bring forth. Whether that be a new version of you, whether that be an automobile, whether that be a house, whether that be you visiting somewhere, you seeing someone you haven't seen in a while. It could be anything. It's whatever you choose. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Like this video if you want to get more secrets, knowledge of this sort. You can get intelligent here. We ain't smart, we're intelligent. We gain knowledge here. We are going to build a foundation that will never be shaken so that you will always have control of your existence, your life, and your manifestations. Give me a word. What word do you feel has power? Give me a word in the comment. What word do you feel has power? What do you want to personify? What do you want to be? Because my word is just be. Is just to be. That's my power word. What's yours? Enjoy your day, everyone. It is beautiful out here. Sun's coming up. Birds are chirping. You can see the sun rising over there. It's just... I'm gonna go see what's in my garden in the back. Well, get this book. It's a good book. Get it.